Hello, and welcome to Spooky Tales with Isaac Blood. Simply named because I'm Isaac Blood and I tell spooky tales. Are you ready? Let's get spooky. Behind me is the Alexandra, a very popular pub to frequent in Harrogate on a Saturday night, for a certain demographic. It was originally built as the Albion Hotel, dating back to 1840. It was renamed the Alexandra in 1863 to honour Alexandra of Denmark, the Princess of Wales at the time. Now, during the Second World War, it stopped operating as a hotel and was used as a boarding house for RAF pilots. And artefacts from that era can still be found on the upper floors of the pub. For example, an unopened safe, posters, metal-sprung hospital beds, tables, chairs, and ghosts. Wait, what? Ghosts? Surely not. Of course, ghosts. RAF pilots, specifically. Now, sometime in the 1950s, it started operating as a pub, and has changed names a few times over the years, to Gladstone's in 1984, then later to the Rat and Parrot, and finally back to its historic name, the Alexandra, in 2007. So yes, ghosts. A gentleman named Marcus, who was a manager of the pub in the 1970s, spoke to Harrogate Ghost Walk owner and paranormalist Paul Forster about his spooky experiences. And let me tell you, in the 1970s, the Alexandra was the place to go. All the cool kids were going there. Although the cool kids don't call it the Alexandra, they call it the Alex. Like we call Wetherspoons spoons, this was their spoons. How the mighty have fallen. Marcus actually lived in the pub for a short period on the first floor, his bedroom at the front of the building. He described the place to be eerily quiet at night, no creaking or anything you might expect. It was as if the building was dead. Then one night, guess what? He heard a noise. It came from above. It sounded like a chair being dragged across the wooden floor. It wasn't a sound he was familiar with in the few months he'd been living there, so he decided to go and investigate. He went to the floor above, where he had not been up until that point, as he was told there was not much to see up there. Well, there was. After about 5 minutes of looking around, he heard a sound coming from the far end of the hallway, which led him to a chair facing the window overlooking the stray. It's a great view, if someone was sat on the chair to see the view, which there wasn't. In fact, Marcus noted, with the amount of dust the chair had gathered, it was likely it had not been sat on for quite some time. To his left, there was an archway to a room. In the room, there was a table surrounded by 3 chairs, and 4 indents of dust, where evidently the chair sat outside the room was supposed to be. Marcus lifted the chair, took it into the room, and placed it by the table, each chair leg fitting perfectly into the 4 indents of dust. The following night, Marcus heard the same sound again. So he went back upstairs, and lo and behold, he found the chair in the exact same place he found it before, facing the window. Who could have moved the chair, he thought. There was no one there but him. Anyhow, he placed the chair by the table as he had done the night before. The next night, Marcus listened out for the sound, thinking that perhaps someone was in the building and they were playing a trick on him. There was an old service lift, and Marcus suspected that someone was using it to get upstairs. Sure enough, he heard the sound again, so he rushed upstairs and he found the chair in the exact same place, facing the window. He checked the service lift, which had not been moved and had likely not been moved for quite some time. This time, Marcus did not move the chair. He left it exactly where it was. And he never heard it move again. So if we are to believe there is a ghost up there, who could it be? Given the history of the building and the artefacts kept on that floor, there has been speculation that it is an RAF pilot from the Second World War sitting on the chair admiring the view. If that is the case, there's only one thing left to do. Want to hear more spooky tales? Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Stay spooky!